Welcome back to another video, everyone. I'm Amy. Today I'm going to be taking you through how to set New Year's goals and resolutions that work for you, and most importantly, ensure that you actually stick to them and see them through. Hi there everyone, nice to see you. So we're in classroom mode today with the whiteboard, so make sure if you have any questions you raise your hand, no calling out. So all of this goal setting and New Year's resolutions making that we tend to do at this time of the year, it can be extremely useful, particularly to make sure that we don't become complacent in our lives, that we don't just drift through, not enjoying life to its fullness, to its full potential. However, what tends to happen, and I've totally been there, is we start out each year with a lot of drive to make these changes, to achieve these goals, to fix these things in our lives or about ourselves that we perceive to be defective or broken or need improving. And with all of this effort, the first week or so, we put in this huge fight. What tends to happen is after a couple of weeks, a month, maybe 2 months, if you're lucky, most of them have kind of withered away into the background, or you've had like one bad day, just given up on the entire thing, thought, what's the point? Got down on yourselves. I never stick to these goals, these resolutions. I can't do anything. I'm never going anywhere. I can't achieve anything in my life. Does that sound familiar? So I've come up with this step-by-step approach to help ensure the best chance possible that you see these goals through. But before we get into it, I'd like you to take a moment with me right now to fully accept and align with you and your life as it is in this present moment right now. This is the most important step to approach any change, any evolution in your life. I spoke about this in the previous video. I'll place the link in the description. The problem that we can get into, the difficulty, is that we're chasing this future idea of ourselves, this image we have in our minds of ourselves when we've reached all these goals, we've achieved all these things, when we've fixed all these things about ourselves and our lives and our relationships. That seems very, very ideal, and we put it on a pedestal and we say, when I have achieved this person and achieved these things in my life, then I can be happy. Now what we've done there is we've set up this rat race where right now, in this present moment, I am and my life is unacceptable. So we're out of alignment with the present moment. If the present moment's here, we're always this far ahead of it. Now the problem that this creates is that this future image, visual goal that you have, if and when you actually do achieve this, you will achieve it in the present moment. So it's so important that we make peace completely with ourselves and our lives in the present moment right now, that we accept the present moment right now unconditionally, no matter what you feel, no matter what you did or failed yesterday or in last year, no matter what your life looks like, no matter what negative thoughts, pain, emotions, trauma, unconditionally, right now, say, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I am where I am right now, and that's okay. I love, honor, and accept myself. My life is how it is right now, and that's okay. I love, honor, and accept every aspect of my life. Now I am aligned with the present moment, and I can receive things in future present moments because I am in the present moment where I can receive them. So most important first step to achieving these goals. Second step is to filter the goals that you may have listed previously or have in your mind. So you can take a moment now, pause the video and write them down if you haven't already. If you've got them to hand, grab them. Write down everything that you can think of in your list. Now, this filtering process is so important because a lot of the goals, let's say probably most of the goals that you are setting on your list are not actually for you. I'm going to ask you a question. What are you most likely to be successful at? Something that you truly commit to with all of your being and your heart and your drive and your passion and motivation, or something that you kind of half-ass, that you're not that bothered about? Well, obviously, we're most likely to be successful at something that we can commit to 100% with a heart. Now I'm going to ask you one second question. What are we most likely to commit to with our heart? Something that we feel like we should do, or something that we want to do? Something that we want to do. Now this can be very sneaky because the ego has a lot of roles that it plays here in tricking us to believing that we actually want something in our lives when actually it's what other people or society want for us or expect of us. So this second step, you need to be super honest with yourself. Only you know. I'm not going to tell you what's right or wrong. Sit down and go through the list. And anything that you feel, I should have this on the list, rather than I really want this on the list, cross it out. Anything that is for other people. So for example, I want to become a better mother, a better wife, a better teacher. If that is because you feel guilt about not doing your job properly or not being the best mum or the best wife, or because you've lost your temper or because you've not spent enough time with these people, anything that you feel out of guilt for other people, cross it out. And then next to it, rephrase it. So for example, I want to become a better mother, not for my son, but for me. It has to start with you. Otherwise, when you're doing things for other people, your heart is not in it. All of these goals, actually, really the only goal that you should be setting, when I say should, really the only goal that is most helpful for you to set is to become more aligned with who you are in the present moment, to become more you, to be doing the things that you love, that make you happy. Because when you're happy, when you're full, then you can be a better mother, partner, wife, husband, a better teacher, a better whatever your career is. Your goals have to come from you, not for anyone else. So for example, looking at that I want to be a better mother again, we're going to rephrase it. Let's say I've lost my temper at my son, which I do often. Rather than saying I want to be a better mother or I don't want to lose my temper at my son, I'm going to rephrase that to I want to find more peace in myself. I want to make more time that I can de-stress, decompress, have some quiet time within the day, make some more me time so I feel calmer and more at peace. Then I'm less likely to lose my temper at my son. If I'm writing this on my list because I feel guilt or shame about it, then you're just beating yourself over the head and staying in that, let's say, pattern of guilt and shame, and then you're most likely to lose your temper again. You must focus and align with you. So take a look at those goals again, those resolutions. Which of them are you doing for other people out of guilt? Cross them out and rephrase them. Make them about you. Make them about your peace, your happiness. If I was to ask you a question, we're going to take a movie flashback to The Notebook if you've seen it. I'm going to look at you right now and say, right now, in this moment, what do you want? You. I'm talking to you. I'm looking at you. In this moment, right now, what do you want? What do you want? Now you see the movie reference. No, not next week, not next year. I'm talking about right now. Right now, what do you want? You know what you want for you. All you want is to feel peace and happiness. That's all anyone ever wants. To feel that relief of, I can accept the present moment, as we were saying right now. I can relax and absorb into it and feel at peace and happy and aligned. That's all anyone wants. These goals are really going to be helping you to get there. So, step number 2, summary. Go through your list, cross out anything that you feel like you should do because society wants it. Anything that you feel guilt or shame about, I want to be this because I've lost my temper or I've not been good enough at this. Cross it out and rephrase it. And instead, write your goals for you. Now that may sound selfish, but it's not. Because, as we were saying, if you are at peace, if you are aligned, if you are happy in yourself, if you have, as they say on the airplane, put your oxygen mask on first and take in a breath of oxygen, then you can be the best whatever you want. You will be the best wife. You will be the best mother. You will be most, let's say, successful at your job because you are happy, because you're at peace, because you're aligned. So let's stop beating ourselves over the head, setting all our goals for other people like this self-sacrifice, and instead make them about you. I guarantee you're most likely to stick to them if they're coming from you. Now, number 3, now that we have our goals, okay, the true goals, the goals that will allow you to be most at peace, most aligned, most happy. Now we've got them. Let's make it fun and manageable, realistic, okay? Because this is another reason that we tend to fail. Let's use the very, very common New Year's resolution of, I want to be healthier and fitter, lose weight. So fitness goals. And I worked in a gym, so we know this to be true. We put on a lot of sales in January, and if you've ever worked in a gym, you'll see it get very, very busy in January, particularly the first couple of weeks of January, when everyone with this New Year's resolution of losing weight comes in with all of that drive and motivation to fight and finally lose the weight. This is the year that I will lose the weight. And there's this big fight within you. Now, remember, if this comes from a place of, I don't accept my body and my physique as it is right now, I don't like it, I'm resisting it, you're doomed to failure anyway. You're fighting with who you are and how you look in the moment. This is why it's so important that we accepted that in the beginning. And this huge fight, this huge push, it's putting yourself through something that you deep down find miserable. Going to the gym every day, running to the point where you wake up the next morning, you can't even walk down the stairs or go to the bathroom because everything hurts. And initially, because of all that motivation, you can't feel it. And then after the week, the motivation dies down because you can't sustain all that high vibrational energy all the time, dies down, and you feel the pain and the misery of the routine that you set for yourself in that first week. You have to drag yourself there. You're resisting it with every fiber of your being. It's as if you're a child, and then you're also parenting a very, very grumpy toddler who does not want to go with you. And you're creating more and more resistance until finally you have one bad day, one tired day, and you just think, F it. I'm going to give this up. I'm going to lie down on the couch. I'm going to watch Netflix for an entire day. I'm not going to the gym. I will not do it. Just like that toddler, right? Because when we set up this fight, it will ultimately end like the toddler on the ground in the supermarket, screaming and hitting the ground and banging their head. Crash and burn. You feel terrible about yourself. Think, what's the point? I never achieved these goals anyway. And out they go. Or I invite you to a more fun and lighter approach where you pick an activity that you enjoy. So for example, I'm saying this carefully, for me, it's swimming. Don't hear swimming and think, that's the way, I'm going to do it. Swimming is the way for me because it works for Amy. No, find the one that's most enjoyable for you. When I'm in the pool, I absolutely love my time in the pool. I'm at peace, I'm relaxed, I'm floating, my, let's say, thoughts die down, provided there's no one in the fast lane fighting with me, then it's very, very enjoyable, peaceful, almost like a meditation process. I feel better when I get out of the pool than I did when I got into the pool. So I'm more likely to keep doing it because I enjoy it. Of course we're going to do the things that we enjoy. And there is an activity that is, let's say, mobile and active that you enjoy. You just need to find it. So let me give you an example. If all else fails and you hate all forms of exercise, get yourself some sort of rowing machine or jogger and put it in the living room, because I'll bet that you enjoy Netflix. And then put Netflix on, and while you're watching Netflix, sit on the rower or the bike, and then you're burning calories doing something that you enjoy. Find something that works for you that you enjoy. Because then, actually, the goal isn't really relevant anymore. Because you're enjoying the journey. You're aligned with the present moment. You're already happy in the present moment, not in the future, but right now, when we are enjoying what we're doing. So manageable and fun steps to achieve these goals for you. Number 3. Now, number 4, this is super important. Another reason that we tend to give up so easily and get down on ourselves is because we are much, much more critical and harder on ourselves than we are with other people. Let's say you have your best friend or family member who comes to you and says, I really, I want to lose weight this year. And you'd be like, that's great. Okay. And they're like, right, I'm going to do this exercise. I'm going to go to the gym this number of times a week. And, I feel really good about it. How would you respond to them? Okay, yeah, great. Well done. I totally support you in that. Let's say they come to you like, oh, I missed a session. Would you say to this person that you care about, you useless sack of shit. You never achieve anything that you set your mind to. You're a worthless failure. Would you say that to someone that you care about? Probably not. I want to say probably not. But that's most likely what we say to ourselves when we miss a session. So why are we more compassionate and caring to others than we are to ourselves? Why are we beating ourselves up? And then to a family member or friend, we're encouraging them. I invite you to be your own cheerleader. Okay? This may be uncomfortable and difficult, but remember, you want to ensure that you stick to your goals. So let's do it for that reason. Be compassionate on yourself. If you miss a session, it's okay. Let's say you wake up one day, you've set as your manageable and fun steps, I'm going to go to the gym this number of times a week, I'm going to swim this number of times, I'm going to sit and ride the bike while watching Netflix this number of times a week. And then one day you wake up and you think, oh, I can't do it. Right, you don't. Now, let's say you skip. You have 2 options if you skip. 1, beat yourself up make yourself feel worse about yourself, increase very, very almost make probable the likelihood that you fail by beating yourself up. Or second option, come back to step one. Okay, I missed it. Never mind. I am where I am, okay? I completely love, honor, and accept myself. It's okay. From that point, I'm at peace. Okay, it's fine. Or maybe I'll go again tomorrow. No big deal. So, be your own cheerleader. Give yourself a break. Give yourself encouragement. Now this, and I will be releasing a video going into some nutrition and diet tips. If you're going through a new diet plan as part of your goals, make sure you give yourself a break 1 day a week minimum, that you don't worry about what you're eating, that you enjoy yourself. Give yourself a reward. Be your own cheerleader. You did great this week. You did so great. You can have a pizza, and you know what? Enjoy it. Make sure that you encourage yourself and be as compassionate and rewarding as you would be to a family member or friend that you care about. Okay? You should actually care about yourself most of all, but I know that that's hard too. Finally, be flexible. Okay? So these goals that you wrote when you filtered them, when you start to go through your year, you might be able to actually tick off a few, or you're making progress on a few. We are actually, as beings, when we're aligned with the present moment and not resisting it, always changing, always evolving, just like life is. So it's the law of the universe that actually change is favored by the universe. So you may find as you go through your goals that actually, hang on, that goal, not so important to me anymore. But now I have a new goal. So for example, let's say you were super focused on your career. Okay, spend a couple of months improving your career, building your position in the company. And you think, actually, career's not so important for me anymore. Maybe I'd like to settle down, start a family. Be flexible. Absolutely do not set your goals in stone. They may shift and change just as you are changing, and that is a great thing. So because you don't want to maybe focus on one of your goals like career, or let's say fitness just becomes less important to you and you feel like, you feel some sort of resistance inside. Actually, I don't really feel that would be something that I want anymore. Don't push yourself and say, nope, I set that goal. I don't want to fail my goals. Listen to your heart. Listen to your intuition. You know yourself better than anyone else. Maybe actually this is a sign that you're evolving as a person. You don't want the same things that you wanted a few months ago. So be flexible and evolve. Okay? Please comment and let me know what your aha moments were from this video. If you took nothing else from it, make sure, actually, you can just set one goal for right now. One goal, number one. Totally accept and align with yourself in the present moment. Do you think that you can do that? And then we can tick one off. Because if you do that, you will be your own cheerleader. You will have your own back. And then you're empowered. You can do anything that you want. So I hope that you found this video beneficial. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be making regular videos like this to help empower you to unlock your potential for 2021 and make it the best year with the most empowered version of you that I know that is in there ever. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Lots of love.